that having world fame does bring with it a responsibility. I think in our situation that this is a God-given ability, and so in turn it is our responsibility to do what He has called on us to do. That being, of course, our main interest, working with young people.
When I met Paul, he had the dream of helping young people. We were called to Vidalia to do a promotional for Piggly Wiggly Southern and expressed our desire to start a home. I mean, it sounds like we came to Vidalia and everything fell in place. May I tell you that that is not how it happened. We moved in a motel, and that we worked that summer. He would go out and speak to clubs, and then when school started, he'd go speak in schools, and the children would pay a quarter or something like that, and he'd bring it home, and that's what we would buy food with oftentimes. And then we moved in this house in August of '62. So we started work on the house, and we lived in the house. We didn't build the first dorm until we built an inn cottage in 1964 that housed 8 boys.
Since the home's inception, I mean, well over 1,200 young men have gone through the program.
The young men at the Paul Anderson Youth Home, the majority are court-ordered.
We work with troubled boys aged 16 to 21 who would otherwise be incarcerated.
When we get a boy, we are concerned about the whole boy, not just one aspect. We're looking social, mental, physical, spiritual, all of it.
It's not just the 1,200 young men, that's the direct person that was impacted by the program. But the families were impacted too, so when you start multiplying that out by moms and dads and brothers and sisters, I mean, that number starts to get larger and larger.
I would describe the youth home as a faith-based family. You feel that they genuinely care about you and your well-being and what you do in the future.
We want to give the boys a picture of how a family can be. That families are difficult and relationships are challenging, but that they can learn to work through that and they can be different than what they are when they came in here.
Watching the influence of Paul and Glenda in changing the lives of the young men and women that came through their doors did influence me in what I wanted to do with my life, because I knew that I wanted to give back to the community.
It affected my life because I found the things that I was doing was wrong, and I never had any help showing me that it was wrong. I wanted to make a difference, and with the love and grace of this place, I did.
I feel like really a lot of the seeds that were planted in my life didn't necessarily even take root right when I graduated. I do believe that a lot of those seeds did not really come to fruition in my own life until I got married and I began to have my own children.
What I've done is gone down and tried to share a little of my story. My time of living at the youth home, how it affected me, how it's helped me to become a better person. 40-something years later, I'm still becoming a better person because of it.
But if you had seen me the day I arrived at the Paul Anderson Youth Home, you'd understand what a miracle took place. Years later, after I had the opportunity to go to college, I graduated and went to work at Chick-fil-A.
Now he's an operator for one of our largest Chick-fil-A units.
I honestly don't know how many children I have sent there over the years. I would strongly recommend Paul Anderson to any judge. I don't know of any young man that would not benefit from Paul Anderson.
The investment we make into these young men is about $100,000 over the tenure of their time here. It pays their school. It's 24-hour supervision. It's obviously staff. It's the physical place that they live. It's the food that they eat. the money is used, it goes directly back into the guys.
I think you gotta invest, whether it's your love, your money, your time. And the Paul Anderson Youth Home, you can count on getting a return. The recidivism rate there is minuscule. The Paul Anderson Youth Home, it turns their life around.
I feel strongly about Paul Anderson Youth Home. I don't think there's a better place in Georgia to send young men. If my own son had problems, which thank the Lord he didn't, I would have sent him to Paul Anderson.
So I can't think of a better place to give your blessings, your financial blessings, than the Paul Anderson Youth Home, without question.
I don't know if another institution is more deserving than Paul Anderson Youth Home, because they mean business.